What's up? My name is Patrick Wilson. I teach people how to make fitness realistic, understandable, easy to follow, and still enjoy life while making progress, losing fat, and building muscle. Today we're talking about a topic that a lot of people wanted to know about. How to lose the lower belly fat that a lot of us have. Maybe we're starting to see some definition in our stomach, but that just lower belly fat does not want to go. So we're going to go over how to get rid of that and how to lose that fat. First things first though, go ahead and like my video, subscribe to my channel. I would greatly, sincerely, amazingly appreciate you if you did that. So one thing that a lot of people kind of fall into is that they see these different fitness influencers, people talk about belly burning workout, ab workout, or arm toning workout. And unfortunately, that's not how our body and this whole fitness, fat loss stuff works. You don't do an exercise and target that muscle or that area of your body and fat just miraculously falls off. That's not how it works. You can't target a specific area to lose fat, unfortunately, or else everyone would be doing 2 hours of ab workouts every day so that their six-pack and looked amazing and their stomach looked super toned. Hopefully we know that what goes into losing body fat, keeping it off, is the total calories that we're consuming each day, the total calories we're burning each day, being in a calorie deficit. So that's the main thing, is that you're not going to lose body fat. You don't lose body fat from certain parts of your body from exercises. You can't target a specific area. So that's number one that we want to just get out the way, clear the air on that. The next thing, and what is really important to remember and keep in mind with this, is that the same principles to lose weight and fat at any level of your fitness journey. Say that there's someone that was 40% body fat and had a lot of body fat to lose, and then there's someone that's 15% body fat and wants to lose that lower part of their stomach. The same principles are going to apply. You have to be a little bit more disciplined. There's more challenges. There's stuff you got to worry about for both ends of the spectrum there. But the same principles of one, being in a calorie deficit, that is number one, by far non-negotiable. I have a lot of other videos going over that if you want to understand what a calorie deficit is, but you need to be in a calorie deficit to lose fat, period, point blank, lose fat weight. And then in order to actually lose body fat and be able to keep muscle on, look more toned, there's two other things you need to do. 2A is going to be getting in enough protein. Want to get around 0.6 grams to upwards of 1.1 to 1.2 grams of protein per pound of body weight. So that's kind of ideal situation. If you have more body fat to lose, then you can be a little bit less protein and get away with it. The lower body fat you are, it's a little bit more helpful to be a little bit higher protein. We're going to dive into that in a second. And then the last one is going to be strength training. Well, 2B is going to be strength training. So those are the three main things that you want to focus on. Calorie deficit, getting enough protein, strength training, lifting regularly, at least 3 to 4 times per week, focusing on some of the main compound exercises like squats, bench, deadlifts, doing that consistently, trying to get better at that. So those are the same principles, whether you are 12% body fat or 52% body fat, you want to focus on those things to lose more body fat moving forward. So what most people think, again, is that when you want to lose that lower part of fat from your stomach, you should just do a bunch of cardio, you should just do endless core exercises to lose that part, or you should do some higher intense workouts, some HIIT workouts, or you should just cut out carbs completely and eat no food. So some of those aren't necessarily wrong. We're going to break down the actual challenges that come with losing that lower part of your stomach and lower belly fat. So first challenge is going to be that in order to lose enough body fat to kind of lose this area, you need to be in a calorie deficit, and you're likely going to have to lower your calories more and more along the way. Where you were at 18% body fat to get to 15% body fat, that same amount of calories in calorie deficit is not going to be what gets you from 15, is normally not going to be what gets you from 15% body fat down to 10 or 8% body fat. You're going to have to gradually lower calories, or you're going to have to do more cardio and burn more calories, or ideally a combination of both of them. But either way, you're going to have to put forth more effort, most likely, in order to actually make the progress you want and lose that amount of lower belly fat. So have to be in a deeper calorie deficit, most likely. So you got to be a little bit more strict with nutrition. That doesn't mean you have to cut out all fun foods completely, but you have to be more strict with yourself and can't have them on as much of a regular basis. Can't have tacos, pizza, beer, all this kind of stuff on a super regular basis that you could maybe when you're going from 20% body fat to 15% body fat. Got to be a little bit more strict, tighten it up a little bit. And then also too, likely you're gonna have to add some kind of extra workout, another day or two of workouts. Likely gonna have to make sure that you are pushing yourself a little bit more with workouts in the gym in general. And then the third thing that I think people struggle with the absolute most with this is just the patience and consistency that goes with it. So in order to actually lose that amount of body fat and that lower belly fat, you got to be so consistent and patient with it, that knowing that it's not going to happen overnight, but taking the actions day in and day out where you think it's going to happen overnight. Gary Vee has a great quote. He says, you need to have micro speed, so taking as much action as you can as possible day in and day out, but macro, big picture patience. So day to day, really grind it, really get after it, but big picture, remembering that it's going to take a little bit of time and not to get too down on yourself if you don't wake up tomorrow and your lower belly fat is gone. So keeping that in mind, and then just the consistency. Again, when you are at a higher body fat percentage, you can get away with having weekends and times where you kind of let loose and kind of eat whatever you want. If you want to lose that lower part of your stomach, you can still do that sometimes, but it definitely has to be a lot less, and you have to be more consistent with calories and with what you are doing day in and day out in order to actually make that happen. So with all that said, here are the things that I would do and focus on to finally lose that lower amount of belly fat. So first things first is that you want to be in a calorie deficit. You need to figure out where your calories need to be. I think tracking your calories is the easiest way to go about it. You could also just like track your calories one time, or track like a day of eating and make some kind of like makeshift meal plan, so you kind of have an idea of what meals you can work in and have in order to hit your calorie goal, and then also your protein goal. The second thing kind of related to protein is that you want to get in a little bit higher amount of protein so that you can maintain more muscle, but also be full for less calories. Protein is very filling, so you want to make sure you're getting enough of that in when you're trying to lose lower stomach fat, so that you can stay, again, just more full for the calories because they're a little bit lower than normal. So ideally around 1 gram per pound of body weight, even a little bit higher can help. I know I've done around like 1.2 to 1.3 grams per pound of body weight before. Somewhere around there I think is helpful, just getting you more protein. So that's the next thing. The next one after that, as it relates to your calorie intake and burning more calories, is that you might want to add in either, I would say add in another day of workouts. So try to get in 4 to 5 days of strength training, lifting in the mix, focusing again on the main compound exercises. And then with those workouts, you want to try to maintain as much strength as possible. That's going to allow you to hold on to more of your muscle. Your muscles are going to be like, oh wow, yeah, I need to like stick around with this guy or woman is going to be like pushing me a good amount. So it's going to allow you to keep on more muscle. If you're lifting relatively heavy weight, try to lift at least like, you want to try to maintain as much strength as possible. So say you were 180 pounds and now you're 170 and trying to get down to 160. You want to try to be lifting the same amount of weights, the heavier weights that you're lifting in 180. Granted, over time, it's going to go down a little bit and you're not going to perfectly be able to maintain strength or get stronger, but you want to try to go tooth and nail, trying to maintain that strength as best and as much as possible. So trying to still go relatively heavy just because you're trying to lose fat doesn't mean you should just throw out all the strength that you built up before. That strength is what's going to allow you to lose fat easier and look your best as you are losing weight on the scale and losing overall body fat. The next thing too is that if you don't want to drop calories anymore right now, you can start to add in more cardio. So maybe it's going for a 30-minute walk or a 20-minute run, or adding in 15 more minutes on walking on incline after your lifting workout. Whatever it is, try to get in a little bit more cardio, just a little bit more activity. That can be anything. It could be basketball. It could be a HIIT workout. It could be literally anything just to burn a little bit more calories. That's cardio's sole purpose as it relates to losing fat. Obviously, it has health benefits, but you want to do something that's going to burn a little bit more calories, adding that in a little bit. You can always bump that up, but I do think that gradually decreasing calories is going to be the main thing that you want to do if you want to lose the lower part, lower fat from your stomach. And then the last thing, well, 2 more things. You want to make adjustments along the way. So say that, it's been 2-3 weeks and you haven't seen any progress in your stomach. Then from there, you want to drop calories down a little bit, drop them another 150, 200 calories, or add in some additional cardio or an extra day of workouts in order to actually be in a calorie deficit and make more progress and strides. And then the last thing, please, please, please be patient with this. It is not something that's going to happen overnight. You need to be consistent. You need to be patient. The times and weekends, if you actually want to make this happen and lose the lower stomach fat, and get to the place you want to be and look how you want, you have to be consistent and need to be dialed in every day. If you want to use that as motivation, like, all right, I'm going to push myself no matter what to be consistent so I can make this happen for myself and lose lower stomach fat, that is just what it takes. That just is what it is. So you need to be super consistent. You can't have multiple days where you're just eating literally whatever you want, having a giant cheat day, cheat meal. You can fit in any foods into your calorie goal. Say you have 2,000 calories you want to work with, or you have to work with that day to be in your deficit. You can have 3-4 slices of pizza, but then the rest of the day you need to be super, super healthy, lots of vegetables, lots of protein sources in order to still hit your goals. So consistency, patience, do all those things super consistently over time. I guarantee you, you're going to make progress. I know that's a lot. Let me know what questions you have. And I'm excited for you to start to lose more fat from your stomach, and especially that lower stomach area that is so stubborn for most of us. Again, like the video, subscribe to my channel. Let me know what questions you have. Until next time, peace.